Hi, I am Rakesh Dwivedi. I am a Vastu consultant and I am in this field since last 28 years. Today I am going to tell you about the importance of stone in Vastu. How is stone used in Vastu? You have seen in ancient times and from time immemorial, all ancient buildings were made of stone. Now, this stone has a particular method and orientation and a way of using it and installing it in the building. For example, suppose we have a mountain. The stone chunk which is mined out of the mountain has the inside of the mountain and the outside of the mountain, and all over the years the natural energy and electromagnetic field of the earth is passing through the stone chunk. So when this stone is mined, it has to be oriented in a particular way to be used in the building, and the moment it is installed, it aligns all the human chakras of the people who are going to stay in that building. For example, suppose we have a block like this which is mined out of the mountain. So there is a top of the stone and there is a bottom of the stone. So this orientation that has come out from the mountain has to be used in its natural form as it was in the mountain. It cannot be used in the opposite direction. This was the main technique and method of using by the ancients when they had constructed the temples. A few years ago, there was a renovation of the Gaikwad's temple taking place in Vadodara. I was approached by the temple architects and the trustees to give my Vastu inputs for this temple construction. This involved the critical construction calculations of the temple as well as checking and orienting the stone as it was in its natural form. The temple was oriented in the west direction and it was something like this. There was a hexagonal water body in the north. This is how the temple was. The ancient Kali temple built by the Gaikwads was here, and the temple that we had to renovate or to rebuild was the layout like this. This was the Mataji temple, this was the Shiva temple, and this was the Batuji or Bhairavnath temple. The Bhairavnath temple was aligned exactly in line with the Kali temple, and the center line of the Mataji temple intersecting these two lines, there was a dhuni here, a fireplace, and the lamp lighting pedestal was placed here like this. This is how the temple was oriented, and we had to see that the layout and the critical dimensions matched this temple layout, and the column placings, pedestals and all were aligned in a particular manner. This was north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. So the temple this was oriented south, this is west, and the Kali was facing north. The entry of the temple was from the west direction, and this is how it was oriented about 400 to 450 years ago. We have to do only this portion of the temple and not this. The entablature of the temple had the entablature had the columns were made in different stone structures. They had different levels to be used. So each stone, the polarity was to be oriented as it was in the mountain. This orientation of the stone in the temple gave the natural energy rotation of the stone, and this aligned the chakras of the human body. As and when the temple was constructed, I had to go to the temple site and check the stones, the polarity of the stones, the orientation of the stone, and it was naturally, because during the transit the stone has been moved many times and they had lost the orientation and properties of the stone, and that is how they reoriented it and placed it in the temple when it was installed. Similarly, when we are placing a marble stone in the house, the top of the stone and the bottom of the stone has to be aligned as it was in the mountain. This energy is infinite and lasts for infinite number of years and is permanent, and again does the same thing that the stone did in the temple. So this is why stone and its orientation is important in Vastu.